Good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, wherever you may be. We've got a little substitute lined up for this evening. We've had a mix up, but I say a substitute who's been warming up on a touchline for quite some time because we said we'd get him on before and it didn't happen, and then we get him on again. Anyway, he's here now. That's the main thing. What we're trying to do with the podcast is to keep it as fresh as we possibly can. We want to try and cover every aspect. So I just want to say that now. So we've had some pinball restoration stuff. We've had some tournament stuff. We've had some collections. We've had some big collections, small collections, experienced, newbies. We've had some really good players on here. And we've had Spencer and Andy on as well, which is obviously an absolute pleasure to have them on. Today, we've got someone from the forum. I'll let him introduce himself. To me, he's Dave. To you, it'll be Dave. But on the forum, his moniker is...
Dave Playman on the forum.
Yep. There you go.
How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, well, no, thank you for coming on, mate. Particularly at such short notice. And
that's all right.
I said to Dave, give me photos as well. Give me photos of whatever we're going to talk about. Which, if you are going to come on in the future, I will say to you, give me pictures. Basically.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, I think that's probably the best way to start is if you're on the forum, which is obviously Pinball Info, you will know that there has recently been a Spider-Man up for sale.
Yep.
You've sold the Spider-Man, Dave.
Yeah. Didn't take long.
That's him behind you, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not turned on. When I sell a game, that's it. I don't turn it on. Simple as that.
It's because it's broke. It's because it's broken.
No, it's not broken. No, it's getting folded up the weekend. It's getting taken out next week. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So you've not had that one very long?
No, a couple of months. No, I say it's all right. It's all right. I like it, but I've decided to have a little switch around again, which we'll come to in a bit. As at the minute, we're kind of all pinball, and I'm thinking I might just scale it back a little bit and reintroduce some of the bits that I've sold previously back into the room to mix it up a little bit.
More of an arcade than just a pinball room, you think?
Exactly, yeah. It was kind of, well, might as well start talking about it now, mightn't we? So it kind of started off as like a console room. So I collected console games from about 2005. This is how it kind of was.
This is it, right?
A few years ago, yeah. When I first got it all finished and decorated and done, it was kind of a bit of a chill out end. So what you're seeing behind me now, that is what that looked like before. Yeah, it's changed a little bit. So yeah, I was collecting video games from that 2005, and right up until the last maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe, and I started watching like YouTube, like people collecting games and stuff like that, and then realised there was a bit of like a UK scene as well on YouTube. It weren't just American people. So I remember Angry Video Game
for the consoles or the
console stuff.
Right.
So I started off with console stuff, thinking, I felt like I was the only person like buying this stuff, and then you go online and start realise other people like you that also collect this stuff, and I got involved in that for a while, and then through that I met a couple of mates also into like the old school Nintendo stuff. I was a big old school Nintendo collector, so I'd buy like all the mint condition like Nintendo stuff from back in the day. And I got chatting to a couple of mates, and they were also collecting console games, but also arcade games. And that was like a whole new scene for me. I was, I didn't know anything about arcade games. If you could even buy them, it was kind of,
yes.
I got introduced to people via YouTube, and then made friends with them. And then they had like Nintendo stuff, Donkey Kongs and stuff like that. And I got chatting to them, and they said, well, what arcade games do you remember? And I can remember playing Turtles back in the day, and Operation Wolf was one that I remember playing the most. And they said, well, have you thought about getting one? I said, well, I wouldn't even know where to find one. I said, yeah, I'd love an Operation Wolf. That's the first arcade game I remember playing. I used to play it every Friday in my local leisure centre. And
is this? That's not the picture. That's not the two of you in the room, is it?
No, there'll be a picture of it somewhere. I think there'll be there you go.
Fantastic.
So that's kind of how one end of my room looked. And Operation Wolf was the first machine I bought. Then it subsequently followed that I managed to get hold of some Nintendo cabs that I shipped over from the States as well. So yeah, Operation Wolf. This guy, Alex, he is a good mate of mine now, and he put the feelers out, and him and another guy, Craig, they put the feelers out for me for an Operation Wolf. It only took about 2 weeks, and this was back in 2015, maybe. And they said, we found you this Operation Wolf. If you're interested, I'll put you in touch with the guy. So just kind of went over to have a look at it. I had no idea what I was looking at. Just it worked, and I was kind of like blown away. That's the first time I've seen a machine like that since I was a kid. And then we did a deal, picked it up.
How much do you remember?
Oh, it must have been about 250 quid, maybe 200 quid. It's quite cheap, back then. But now, the price has gone mental. But I think it's like 250 quid. It weren't a lot of money. It was more of a palaver getting it in my garage, to be honest. It's so heavy. But yeah, I knew nothing about it. Got it in, got it working, then it broke, and then it's trying to get hold of my mates. So how do I get this fixed? Who do I contact? And you get put into contact people who can fix the games and the monitors and stuff. So that then led down that rabbit hole. I think, I've got one. And then someone else, again, mate Craig, he had a few arcade machines. He was sending a load of them to Arcade Club up in Bury. You been there? You been up to Arcade Club before?
No.
So he had a load of machines, and there was a few he kept back, and he said, Dave, are you after anything else? I said, what have you got? And then he had a special criminal investigation. I've not got a picture of that. I've not sent you a picture of that. But it was like a driving game. And again, that was like 200 quid, if that. So I had a couple of arcade machines. I thought, this is pretty cool. I've got a mixture of my console stuff, dabbling in a few arcade machines, which you never thought, I'd ever get anything like that. And then, so we're moving along a little bit. I've obviously imported a few more machines that you've seen the pictures and Nintendo stuff. I've had quite a few arcade games. And then I was mates with Huggers, Andy Huggers, on the forum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I've known him for a few...
You were mates with him. Did he insult you?
No, not no. I've known him, I say, several years on YouTube, basically through YouTube, and we would talk a lot on the phone, like every week. And
he's got his channel, 8-Bit Andy.
That's it. Yeah. So I've known him for years. He's been watching me. He watched me for years on YouTube, and I've been watching him, and we've been talking on the phone and stuff. And we were speaking about like pinball, like one day, just talking like how cool it'd be to get like pinball machines, stuff like that. And this is when Ghostbusters first came out. We were talking on the way home from work in the car, like, oh man, imagine having a Ghostbusters. How cool would it be to have a Ghostbusters pinball? Because purely for the fame, like being 80s kids and that. And he bit the bullet before I did. And
we know about this. So let me stop you right there, because we are going to get Andy on, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, okay. Right.
And
I won't spoil it.
There was a bit of a there's a story.
Okay.
Isn't there really? But he was very excited to be getting Ghostbusters, wasn't he? And maybe it didn't match his expectations, but we'll let him.
Absolutely,
an understatement, maybe. But we'll let him tell the story.
Yeah, so I won't spoil it for Andy. So basically, Andy,
you knew what you knew what a pinball machine was.
Yeah, I
played them enough, right?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, the only pinball I remember playing was Addams Family, because obviously they were everywhere, weren't they? They were in every arcade in the seaside. I think it would have been like holidays and stuff like that. I remember playing Turtles and Addams Family. So Turtles arcade, because back in the early 90s that was the thing that was out, and Addams Family. But again, I was only young, but that's the thing I remember playing. We used to talk about it in the car, and then Andy took the plunge first and bought his first machine, and then we would talk about it on the phone. You go, oh mate, this pinball's awesome and stuff like that, and have you thought about getting one? And I was like, oh no, I don't know anything about them, and I haven't got the space and all that business. And what happened was, a few years later, I mean, he'd been in it maybe a couple of years before me, and I was actually on holiday, and there's a running theme with this. Every time I'm on holiday, I end up buying a machine. It's ridiculous. I'm on holiday, and there's something will come up, and it's weird how it works out. But anyway, so I was on holiday, and Andy messaged me and said, oh mate, he said, this guy I bought my first pinball off, or one of his machines off of, he said he's got a Getaway, and this guy's on the forum. I can't remember his name. I've never spoken to him on the forum. This is like when I first joined, like 2019 or something. And apparently this guy has moved to Sweden or something, and he weren't gonna come back. And it was this pinball's in his parents' garage. It was something along those lines, and he wanted it shot. He wanted shot of it because he weren't going to ship it over to Sweden. It's something along those lines. Anyway, I said to Andy, so it all sounds lovely. I said, but mate, I mean, how much is it? I hadn't even thought about buying it. I didn't even know what a Getaway was, never seen one.
Sure.
But I thought it's car theme, into my cars, and I thought, well, justifying to myself, maybe I'll give it a try. So he put me in touch with this guy, and spoke to him, and said, yeah, I'll give it a shot, kind of thing. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? If I don't like it, I'll just sell it on myself. So I went and hired a van and went down to his parents' house and picked up this Getaway. And in the picture that I sent you, that was the day it arrived. So the guys
is that with the two people in the room?
Yeah, they helped me get it in. Yeah, that was delivery day. So that was August 2019, I think it was. I can't remember the exact date.
So your first machine, August 2019.
Yeah.
Where did you? I take it you didn't have to scramble along the side of a Welsh mountain to get it. Where did you go to?
Oh no! Oh God, where was it? Do you know what? I can't actually remember whereabouts.
A long drive or a short one?
No, it was maybe a couple of hours.
Okay.
Maybe I can't remember exactly where I went. To be honest with you.
Standard pinball distance. I think
about a couple of hours.
This is crucial. People listening and watching to this, they want to know this stuff. They want to know how far have you travelled to get your.
The furthest I travelled. We'll get to that. Is from Mars. We'll get to that.
How much was this?
What, Getaway?
Yeah.
$18.50. Okay. I paid. So I went to the guy, picked it up. These two guys helped me out, Scott and Darren. And like I say, thinking back now. I mean, when we're trying to put the legs on it, I didn't. It's crazy to think we both were basically we held it up to one each end. The other guy was bolting the legs on. Yeah. This is before you think about having it on its back and putting legs on the front. All the things you learn as you go along. So this was like I cut my teeth on this game. Learning how to put it together.
How did you get the glass off? How did you get the lock bar off when you've never done it before?
Well, this is it. Well, I didn't know until when I went to see it. The guy's parents showed me how to take the bar off and stuff. I mean, I had absolutely no idea other than watching videos on YouTube and what the guy showed me. But so I kind of cut my teeth on Getaway, and I started playing it. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. Banging the ball around, then things start flashing and stuff happens. And after I started getting really into it, started learning the game and realizing, all right, if I hit that happens. And then when you start making it happen when you want it to happen, and then you start getting a jackpot, and then you keep supercharged, and when it starts in that buzz you get when it all kicks off and it all goes your way, and you think, yeah, now I can see why people really like this, and I can understand why Andy went down that road. And the rest is history after that, because for console games went to arcade games, and then the arcade games turned into pinball machines. So that's sold off the console stuff to buy the arcades, and then sold me arcades to buy the pinball. So now, so we've gone full circle, and we've got 6 near at the minute, and I've got a little console corner in the setup, but I haven't got any of those games. I've got like an EverDrive. So if I want to play any of the old stuff, I can just stick an EverDrive on the console and play it. But that's my little chill out area over there. But otherwise, at the minute, we've got 6.
This is what I got on this thing. You can't see it. This thing here.
Oh yeah, I can just about make out. I'm looking around the corners if I can see it. Yeah, that's cool.
You can see that there.
Yeah. So you can play everything on there.
Well, it's got everything on it. It's got 93,000 games, but
that's plenty.
It's 11 terabytes or something. I barely play it. Truth be known, I barely play it, and I feel it's only because it's so new. I think, it's probably a little bit too new to bite the bullet on. But actually, all the girls come down, and all they play is Mario Kart. And I think I've spent an awful lot of money for the kids to play Mario Kart, basically. Or my son will play like GTA on it, or Red Dead Redemption, or she's got the modern PC games on there as well as all the old stuff. But anyway, and that's another subject. The Getaway, I think, that's a great machine as a first machine. It's actually a great one to put people on who don't know pinball, because that's just instant fun, right?
Yeah, it's the gateway drug, I think. I think there's a few people I've seen that have posted up on the forum that was their first game. I think maybe 2 people I've seen post on there. The Getaway was their first, and then the second soon quickly comes along. So I got Getaway August 2019, and then it was last April, May. I got the Terminator. I think I sent you a picture of that as well. Yeah. That was my second machine. That was off of what's his name now?
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. That was when number 2 arrived.
So they're both Steve Ritchie titles.
Yeah, it's a cool game. Terminator.
It is a cool game. Yeah, you like that one.
Yeah, again, I like all my old 80s, 90s stuff. Anyway, so Terminator was like a no-brainer. I thought, well, I'll give it a shot, and I hammered it all lockdown. caned it for months and months and months. And
so hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just get this in my mind. 2019 Getaway.
Yeah.
So
it was like April, May time, 2020. I got
Terminator. So yeah,
it was the first. It was lockdown. We let us drive anywhere, whenever that was. It was then.
Okay. So you got 2 pins in the house.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I say brilliant. It's not brilliant. It was a global pandemic. People died.
Yeah.
But aside from that,
of course,
it was brilliant. It was, if you had to be locked up, you were fortunate. If you were, if you had pinballs in the house, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, something to do. Definitely. Yep. And then in June last year, Attack from Mars was the Grail game. I thought if I could have one like top tier game, because I was playing Attack from Mars on my phone on the mobile pinball app thing, Pinball Arcade.
Yes.
I downloaded that years ago because I think you can't get Williams games anymore. Because they stopped it, didn't they? On the pinball app.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. We'll see this thing here. It's actually got buttons on the side so you can play pinball on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got this Pinball Arcade on my phone. I was playing Attack from Mars and Adam's Family on my phone for years, and I thought, how cool would it be to have a proper Attack from Mars, like a real one. And I thought, if I sold a couple of my like Grail arcade machines, I thought maybe I could, scratch one of these. And I put a wanted ad up, and wanted ads now, you don't normally get nothing for at all or weeks. And then I put a wanted ad for Attack from Mars, and literally 10 minutes I had 2 offered to me. One was this one, the Bally one, and I got a remake offered to me as well, which was a little bit more money. And it was Paul Owen on the forum.
Yes,
you see the name pop up? Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I got Attack from Mars off of.
So hold on. So at this point, did you sell the Getaway and Terminator 2 to fund that?
No. I still had Getaway and Terminator. I sold a couple of arcade machines to buy Attack from Mars.
Okay, so
and the missus shipped in a bit for my birthday.
Bless her. Yeah. So, but this is what I'm interested in. So, you've gone from driving around, chatting to Andy on the way back from work, him saying to you, try and get into a bit of pinball. To you having a Grail machine. So you've gone from only really remembering playing
Adam's Family
in the arcade.
Yeah.
So it's not like you've got this history of playing Attack from Mars, which obviously is a massive. So what do you think happened in between you getting the Getaway and then you getting to you deciding actually Attack from Mars is the title that I want? What made that alluring to you?
Yeah, I think I was just playing it on my phone. I know you can't really compare it, but I thought it was funny. I liked obviously the call outs, and the theme was funny. And I thought I just really enjoyed playing on my phone. Like, you sit on your board, you get your phone out, have a go on that. And then when I got the real machine, like a Getaway, I thought actually this is it feels different because it's more physical. I thought, imagine if I could play the real Attack from Mars on a real machine. So you play on your phone, you think it feels okay, but when you you get a game going on a Getaway or any game you got, and it's all kicking off and everything's counting down, and you need to make a shot and it all happens. I think, imagine if I could do that on a real Attack from Mars. So I was like, right, I want to try and get a real one, and that's kind of why I did it.
Well, I'm looking, as I actually think that as I'm looking at it now, maybe you can possibly see that if it comes up on the thing there.
Oh, so it's not that app.
It's not that one. Okay.
No. I'll see if I can find it on my phone real quick.
What I find interesting about that is what was it? Because when I have played those games on the phone, there's nothing to really suggest what would be a better game than another. Whereas, because that is all right, I quite like the Pinside Top 100. I do. I do like it. I'm not saying it's the Bible and it's totally right, but I think it's as good as any. But as a barometer, particularly once you get more than 300-400 people voting on something, we all know that when someone gets a new game, it goes pretty much to the top. Mandalorian comes out, goes to the top. Guns N' Roses goes to the top. So on and so forth. But Turtles goes to the top. But once there's 300 or 400 and people have played it on location, people have had it and sold it, I think then it balances out and you get a realistic appraisal of where the game is. I mean, it's up there. Attack from Mars is one of the best games ever made. But I'm just thinking the app, you wouldn't know that necessarily. No. So, but my point is, you might have thought, oh my God, I've got expensive taste. Not only am I enjoying this game, this is bloody expensive.
Well, that's what happened. I thought I enjoy it. I thought, how much does one of these actually cost? And and this is when I looked and I thought, bloody hell, this is ridiculous. And when I told the miss how much it was, she was basically cried. She's like, I can't believe you're going to spend that amount of money on a pinball machine. And I said, well, I was justifying to her. I said, look, it's a lot of money, but if we ever needed the money out, I can sell it. All that nonsense, and it's
all
fine.
the stuff we've all said. Yeah, you're in really good company here. We've all sung these lyrics, Dave.
I know the thing is for the missus, like if I spend $2,000 on a game, she doesn't seem to bat an eyelid. But when it was over $4,000, she's thinking, "Fucking hell, this is getting serious now." You've gone from Dave's got a problem. Yeah. But the thing is, she did chip in a little bit towards it for my birthday, which is fair enough. And then when I got it, all the tears were forgotten because it's her favourite game. She loves it. So I love it. She loves it, and it's staying. So it's all water under the bridge now.
It is. So you've got mirrors on it. I'd see mirror blades.
Yeah.
Got that right?
It came as pretty much as you see it, apart from the LEDs. I've changed those. It was incandescent when I got it. So mirror blades. Did I put the mirror blades on? I did put the mirror blades on. I apologise. It's been redecaled, as you can see. It's not faded.
It looks peachy, yeah.
And I believe, from what Paul told me, he might correct me if he watches this, I think this is one of Chris B's from about 10 years ago. Because I think Paul had it for a good number of years. And I'm pretty sure he said it was Chris, or someone had gone through it and shopped it out. It's definitely been completely, you can tell it's been stripped and touched in and clear coated and all the rest of it. So
yeah.
I wanted a really nice one, and and this one's lovely. I love it. It's awesome. I mean, it was broken for a few months, but it's fine now.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me when you see something on a forum,
and
somebody, I think, how do you know? And it will just look a plain game, and I say, oh, that's my old Judge Grip. How do you know? You know what I mean? Or maybe that's not a great example, but there'll be a game, and you think, hold on, it's got no mods on it. It's got nothing. They must be looking at some tiny little thing. Oh yeah, that's mine. That is. It's, I often I was having a conversation the other day with somebody about stealing them. I said the biggest problem, aside from the weight of actually trying to nick one, which would be an absolute nightmare, where are you going to sell it? Because everyone's just going to say, "Go, that's Dave Spider-Man."
Yeah,
and not only that, I'll tell you who owned it before as well and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But that's a great game.
Yeah, I love it.
From Mars. That's your favourite and the Mrs. favourite game.
Mrs. loves. I mean, the Mrs. likes Getaway as well. But Attack from Mars is like the family favourite. I think when the Mrs. isn't out there all the time, she'll come out for like half hour if I beg her for like a month. She will come out, but when she comes out, she goes, "I'll a half hour." But when she comes out, she'll have like an hour because she's stuck on it. She loves it. So it is a good game. And the thing is, it's broken. I had some weird error on the CPU. It kept on thinking that the end of stroke switch was closed, but it wasn't. And then the flippers will start doing their own thing. It was acting really strange. Anyway, it was out of action for about 2 months, and it was killing me. I've got a mate, a board repair guy, and he finally fixed it. And what the funny thing was, I did a trial go to make sure it worked, and then my second trial kind of proper go, I actually beat it and ruled the universe. I've never done it.
Wonderful.
So I used to get so frustrated, get so close, and then like the first time I got it working, I got my phone out just as it was. It says "You rule universe." I quickly got my phone. I was like, "Quick, I got to video it."
We've all done that as well.
Yeah. No, but it was awesome. I was like, "Oh, I beat it. It was awesome." And even though I've beaten it, I still try and do it again. I've got close a couple of times, but it's a wicked game. I love the humour in it. It's so good.
It is a fantastic game, but it is one of the very best games. And it's also, I've said it a few times now, it's actually, I almost think it's the perfect location game because you don't. It's
so approachable, isn't it?
You don't need to read the apron cards. It's quite obvious what you've got to do. And also, I think it gives you enough of a chance where even if you fail, you think, "Oh, I'll get that next time." So you get your money out. Actually, I don't mind putting another £1 or £2 or whatever it is. I don't mind putting that in there because actually, the next game I'm going to get you. And
this is the thing.
Keep on playing it and keep on playing it and keep on playing it. Relatively short games, I find. From Mars, relatively short games. But yeah, it's definitely got that factor of just
one more go,
emptying
just
your
one more
pockets.
go, just one more go. This
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. If I get a game and if I keep on want to press start, then I know it's going to be staying normally. So yeah, it's one of them games definitely. Can make you angry, especially when you're right at the end. You got the last award. I remember playing it the other week, and I did everything but 5-way combo. I did everything else, super jackpot the lot. And could I make a 5-way combo on the last ball? No, it went straight down the drain. I was like,
but the cow ramp is quite thin, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I find a lot can fail on that shot. I thought a bit stingy there with the is it Brian Eddy, isn't it? A bit stingy with that particular ramp, but hey ho, it can't be too easy. But it really is. I'm always glad when someone else says that Attack from Mars makes them angry because me too.
Yeah, I think it's because you get so far and you think if I play another go, I'm not going to get all those. I'm not going to do all those awards again. It's going to be I'm going to ruin it on like the second or third one. It's when you get so far and then you just cock it up and it's like, fuck's sake, yeah.
It really is. I mean, I don't say this just because you're on, by the way, and because there's one flashing sort of behind you. But I actually do think it has got out of any game, certainly any game that I've had or borrowed or loaned or anything like that, has the most playability factor. That one more game more than any others that I can think of. I really do. But it's quite funny that you said about the you had one more trial game, and then you got to wizard mode.
Yeah,
I mean, because just how
I
often
played
does
it
that?
for months.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it you're not trying. I mean, the other day I was I'd worked out this strategy on it's ridiculous. I worked out this strategy on Deadpool. I thought I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to collect this first and collect this first and collect this first. I had it all planned out.
Yeah,
and I had a good hour and a half, 2 hours on the game. Just wasn't honestly, it wasn't happening. And then the phone rang. On just a game, and I'd already lost the first ball. The phone rang,
and
I took the phone call. I thought, do you know what? I'll just play out the last couple of balls. And of course, then I got an extra ball, and I just thought I'll just practice some shots, bang, bang, bang. Before you know it, 700 million. Which is much better than all the stuff I tried with the strategy. So
it's funny how that works. Yeah, it's funny how if you want to really do it, you don't do it, and when you're just doing like a random quick go, it just happens. It's really odd, isn't it?
Well, you probably weren't going for the combos and stuff like that. You probably were. Well, you were probably I'll just hit balls just to test if it's all working. This is switch working.
Happening. Yeah.
I think it's a familiar tale. So that was game number 3.
Yeah.
What's next?
Now I'm thinking, what happened after that? I need to check my list. It's on the forum. What games I've owned and what games I've got. I'd have to. I might unless you can get it up quickly, you might be able to read them out to me if you're on it right now.
I'm on it right now. I'm trying.
If you go on my profile, it says on there in the current lineup and what's not in the lineup, and I might be able to remember what happened.
Latest activity, current postings. No, I don't have the current unless I don't know how to use the bloody.
It's
thing.
on my page somewhere. I'm trying to think what was fourth. It might have been
about. Oh, hello. You're right. I didn't even know that as a section. There you go. New section. I found out. Current lineup, previous games owned. Okay. So previous games owned. We've got Terminator 2, Space Station, Funhouse, Whitewater, Demolition Man, Fish Tales, Diner, Spider-Man.
Right, it's coming to me now. So I've got those 3.
Yeah.
And this is when this half of the room I'm sat in now didn't have Pinball in it. It was just the other end where you had the picture up of Getaway and Terminator. So this end still had a couple of arcade machines, my sofa, a desk, and all sensible things like that. And then I got speaking to my mate Gaz, Bang Dangler. I think you might have been in contact with him as well.
Yes.
And he reached out to me and messaged me, and unbeknownst to me, he'd been watching me for a few years on YouTube as well, which is kind of weird. And he basically said, all right, mate, it's saying along the lines of, I see you getting a few pinballs now, and I've got a few in storage. I could do with, having some use on them and not having folded up kind of thing. Do you fancy borrowing a couple? I thought, fucking hell, like, this guy's come out of nowhere, offered me to loan me his machines. I was like, okay. I didn't know what to say. I felt like it felt a bit weird. Like, I don't even know this person, and then he's reached out to me. But we got speaking on the phone, and it turns out he'd been watching me for ages, and he thought, well, he goes, they're folded up in storage, and I don't want them in there. I'd rather they're in a nice, warm, insulated room. I've been watching you for a few years. You seem like a nice guy, and I'm quite happy to lend you as many as you want, 1, 2, as you want. And I was trying to be that nice guy. I said, okay, I'll borrow one. That'd be great. And then, and I thought, I said to my missus, I said, this guy, I said, he's going to lend me, you can lend me as many as I can fit in here. I was like, fuck it, let's go 3. And I thought, right, I said, can I borrow 3? He went, yeah, no worries. And I thought,
wonderful.
Okay.
I love it.
So it went from 1 to taking a piss and took 3. Yeah. And I cleared out this whole side of the room. The desk went, the sofa went, everything's gone, cleared it out. And then we moved in. Funhouse was the first one. And then Whitewater came in. And around the same weekend, I bought Space Station. So I had like 3 pins turn up in like 3 days. It was ridiculous.
I don't know what I've got here. I'm going to click on an image.
Oh, that's now. No. That's current. Yeah.
Sorry.
You might not have a picture of that. Yeah.
Spoiler.
That's what it looks like as we speak now.
Another spoiler. That's Swords of Fury.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about it all. But okay, So sorry.
So I borrowed those 2. Funhouse, Whitewater, bought Space Station. Didn't have Space Station long. Sold that, and then I bought Demo Man off of Andy, your guy Andy Newton. You had on first.
Dodgy. So I bet it was all broken and
it was all
stuff.
broken.
Yeah. He ripped you off. Yeah, I know. You can't trust him. You can't.
No, he was sound. I went down there with Gaz when we went and picked it up, and Demo Man was cool. I really enjoyed that, actually. I mean, it's a simple game, but it was really good to shoot in that. It's a good, fun game.
And you'll always get, when you get a game off Andy, because he don't stop. Everything works so sweetly because he's always tinkering with stuff. Do you know what I mean? He's always tunes everything.
And the funny thing is, right, out of all the games I had in here, that was the only game that never broke once.
Yeah, that'll surprise me.
It worked absolutely. I hammered it, and it never gave me any switch error. I had nothing happen to it. Every other game had something happen to it. Demo Man was rock solid the whole time. And I only sold that because I got fed up with just beating it and just playing it. I thought I want to get something else. I mean, I play my games, nearly every other night. And on a weekend, on a Saturday night, I'll be out here for like 4 hours just hammering them. So I do play the games a lot. So I do kind of get fed up with them after 6 months to a year or so generally.
Yeah.
Demo Man, and that's a massive thing. It's obviously a wide body. That is a heavy old brute to move around.
Aren't they?
So what happened after that?
Were you aware that it was a wide body when you?
I was.
You'd seen wide bodies before.
I remember asking Andy, "How can you tell me how wide it is?" Because my door is very narrow. So to get through my door, I've got a shark fin the back boxes, regardless, because it's too wide. The back box is too wide, and obviously the cabinet being wide, I thought, well, it can't be wider than the back box, but how wide is it? Because is it even going to go through the door? And I should have sent you a picture, but I've got a picture of me and Gaz trying to get this Demo Man through the door in the dark at 10 o'clock at night. It's that ridiculous. And we had to take the side hinges off to get it through the door. It was that tight.
Oh, that tight?
Yeah.
Wow.
We had to take the glass out. It was on a sack truck laying down. Slid the glass out and had to unbolt the black the hinges off the side to get it through my door. That's how tight it is. So it was a bit of a nightmare getting it in. It was obviously a nightmare getting it out. But Demo Man came and went. But between then, I think I can't remember the order. Then what came after that? I remember Funhouse went first because I bought, what's on the list? Remind me. I should know. There's about a dozen, isn't there? I can't think now.
Yeah.
Funhouse went.
Rather well, Space Station, Whitewater, Fishtails Diner.
Oh, so I think Funhouse went. No, what's in the current lineup? I've got is a Dracula in there as well.
Current lineup, you've got Indianapolis 500.
Yeah, I've got
Getaway, Swords of Fury, Dracula.
Yeah, I'm trying to think why.
You've asked me what your current lineup is when you're sat in the room.
I know. That's ridiculous. So I said to Gaz, I said, because I bought another game, and I said, do you mind taking Funhouse back? I said, because I've got no room for it. And he said, yeah, it's fine. And I think that might have been Fishtails. I can't remember. So Funhouse went. I kept Whitewater for a bit longer. And then, that's right. And then I was looking for Swords of Fury for ages. And I was asking around everyone that I scoured the forum. I was PMing people. Have you still got the Swords of Fury?
Why? Why were you looking for Swords of
don't know.
Fury for ages?
I really liked the look of it. I liked the artwork. I liked the music. I thought I liked the upper playfield. I mean, I watched loads of videos online about how it played, but I thought it was so cool, like that 80s like Dungeons Dragons, like almost like He-Man, Thundercats kind of like swords and monsters. I thought that looks really smart, and I thought the music was awesome. So I thought I need to try and find one of these games, and so it was like my mission to find one, and I eventually found one, and yeah, it's awesome. And I said to Gaz, I said, look, I found the Swords of Fury. I said, I mean, you know, Whitewater's going to have to come out here at some point. He's like, yeah, no worries. I mean, I'd had Whitewater in here. Maybe I can't. You know what? Must be 7-8 months, maybe something like that. And he was like, yeah, fine. And you know, he was all right with taking it out as well. So he moved Whitewater out, got Swords of Fury in. So then I had all my own games. And then what happened after that? Then I think I sold Fishtails, and no, I sold Demo Man and bought Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's an awesome game, by the way. And then sold Diner to buy Indy 500. So I think that's where we are. I think we're up to about that. Yeah. Something like
Okay. No,
yeah.
don't apologise. That's what we. That's what
I'll try and remember the order. It's on the spot. It's difficult to remember.
It doesn't particularly matter.
It all basically evolved from Getaway was the trigger, and then it all went downhill from there.
Wow, uphill.
Uphill.
No, downhill. Oh, no, cruising.
No, cruising. No, it's been awesome. Yeah, I've loved it.
I bet you have. So let's pick your brain on some games then.
Yeah.
Because actually, if you think about it, 2019, that's quite a nice turnover of games. Obviously, you've had the benefit of being able to borrow some, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
I have as well. You know, we're lucky.
It's been awesome to do that.
We're lucky in this hobby to make good friends and to have people help you out. And
Gaz has been sound.
Wonderful. So Whitewater. How did you like Whitewater?
I liked it. I don't know. I liked it a lot at first, and then I started to get annoyed with it in the fact that I found there's a lot of playfield hidden, which I kind of, when I first looked at it, it looks cool. You know, the ball's all hidden, but then I found it quite annoying that the ball would kind of just suddenly appear like at the one side. And I found the Yeti shot at the top quite annoying. When you make it, it's great, but when you don't, it's just like it rolls down the thing, and I don't know. I never got very far. I got to Wet Woodies a few times. I had that flashing and a few shots going, but normally I was pretty rubbish at it, to be fair. I liked it, but I didn't get right into it like maybe I have my other games. I know a lot of people love Whitewater, don't they? And I mean, we're all different. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And I appreciate that I've borrowed it, which means I don't want to buy it to try it. I'm glad I had the opportunity to borrow it.
Which is a massive benefit, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A massive benefit. Yeah. I funny enough, something Chris said to me, Chris B said to me, about Stranger Things. He said, you'd have been really pissed off if you'd have bought that, wouldn't you? I said, I would have done. And that's why, my next one I'm getting, I know what I'm getting, I think that's really important. It's why is it always, because I'm sort of late into the game as well, you hear about these games which are clearly nostalgic for people.
Yeah.
And they get built up. And you mentioned one there, Dracula. And they get built up, and then you play them, and then you think, well, actually, that's not for me. So, and I think, well, actually, the first day I tried Whitewater. I was on the first day that I tried Fishtails and Champion Pub.
Yeah,
and I liked the Fishtails and the Champion Pub so much more.
Yeah.
Oh, so much more. And I mean, the covering of playfield, and I'm probably going to compare two games that are not. You probably shouldn't compare, really.
Okay.
But if you want loads of, I don't mean crap, because it looks lovely. Look, you've seen the restoration of Whitewater on the channel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's lovely.
It's gorgeous. So I don't mean crap. All the boulders and the ramps and it looks
beautiful to look at. Yeah,
it's beautiful. But when I say it's a lot covering the real estate of the playfield, so to speak.
Yeah.
I feel that Congo has got a bit of that going on. But
I've never played a Congo, but yeah.
what a game that is.
Yeah.
You know, chalk and cheese. You feel like the shots are more hittable. You feel like that there's enough long ones to line up. There is a bit of a populated playfield, particularly down the right hand side. And I know it's probably you're probably comparing apples with oranges, really, and maybe you shouldn't. But yeah, I've got to say, Whitewater, I never, because so many people love it.
Yeah.
I never quite managed to get the love for it, you know?
Yeah. This is it. Yeah, some people love games that you don't, and that's what we all like our own things. I like to say the long shots as well. I like to know you get that long shot and you nail it. Yes, you know, but when I feel like it's a bit congested, I found that with fishtails a little bit as well. I liked fishtails, but there's so much opportunity to brick it off the posts, off the boat. I feel like it's like a wall of rubber posts there. And when you make it and it goes round, lovely. But 9 times out of 10, you hit a post and then it ricochets around the slings and then down the drain. That's how I found fishtails. But when you did have a good game and it was all going nice and you could slam it up the spinner and get the jackpot, it's great. But I felt like 9 times out of 10, I was having a nightmare with it.
It just makes me smile, that game.
Yeah.
It just makes me. It is funny,
Yeah,
and actually, funny enough, it doesn't. I'm not for a moment saying Fishtails is better than Attack from Mars, but Attack from Mars makes me more angry than Fishtails. Yeah. I don't know if it's because I'm sort of like, I don't know. You know what? There's a lot less pressure to catching a fish to saving the universe, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm stressed out the fact that the universe is going to die if I don't succeed. Whereas I think, if I don't catch a fish, I don't catch a fish. It's not a problem. But it's just.
I like that bit of stress though. I like that little bit of pressure with Attack from Mars. But I feel like Attack from Mars is a bit fairer. I feel like Fishtails. I feel like Fishtails, the boat, it's like almost like a wall. It's like you've got the middle of the playfield, then you've got like left orbit, then you've got like the boat, and you've got the right way. It's just like a line of posts, and I feel like this is like a barrier. Whereas Attack from Mars is a bit of a barrier, but it's a fan barrier, and it's a bit further back. That's how I felt. It's almost like a little bit fairer.
Yeah.
The boat just seems like a. Yeah, I like the game, but I found it quite frustrating at times, and there's many times I've screamed and wanted to hit it, but
because I feel that Attack from Mars. I feel that Attack from Mars. I do.
Yeah.
I've said it. I will continue to say it. Okay, do this, done it. Do that, done it. Hit the saucer. Okay, hit the saucer. Bang! There you go. You've lost your ball. What? I didn't miss. I hit the bloody saucer. Anyway, so I think that's quite right. But I know what you're saying about things just being in the way.
I like it a bit more open.
Yeah, Shadow. I heard Shadow. Shadow's brilliant. Shadow's this. Shadow's that. And unlike you, I'd not gone and played. I'd not gone and watched YouTube videos or anything. I just remember, looking at the Shadow, thinking, "What's that right there? What is that thing above my flippers that's right in the way? Why would you do that? Well, I don't." So it's funny, isn't it? We all look differently at it. Okay, well, tell us. Sell us. Well, I don't mean sell it to us. It's not for sale, but sell us the concept of Dracula. Why is Dracula so good?
Oh, I think it's that. I know that that guy on. Is it Scott? About the pinball moments. He's talking about the pinball moments.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, Getaway was my first. So obviously, the pinball moment in that was when you nail that super jackpot and you do it, and it's great. But with Dracula, it's like that, but on drugs. For me, it's like it's better. So with Dracula, have you played it before?
Yes, but I didn't.
Did you get anywhere in it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I was a bit drunk.
So obviously with Getaway, it's a bit. It's kind of hit the supercharger, lock the ball, supercharge, lock the ball, multi-ball, supercharger, go to the lock, get the jackpot. Same thing over again, basically. Whereas with Dracula, you've got 3 separate locks to do. So you've obviously got the mist, obviously is one multi-ball, which is kind of not a lock, it's not a multi-ball. Then you've got the castle and the coffin. So you're trying to build up the coffin and the castle, and you want to the idea is to kind of get all 3 multi-balls running at the same time. Obviously, so one multi-ball is worth 10 million points every time you hit an orbit or a scoop or something. If you get 2 running, it's 20 million. And if you get all 3 running, it's 30 million. Obviously, so you're trying to think, do I play it safe and just kind of take what's ready, or do I gamble my chances and go, I'm not going to hit that shot. I'm going to avoid that at all costs. I'm going to try and get the ball over there and then hit that one. And I want to get them ready. And you feel like the buzz for me is you get the castle ready. You got your fur, you get his flashing. You got 2 balls locked ready. You got your coffin. There's 2 balls sat in there ready. and you've got mist flashing. You think, right, now if I can set off one, then set in multi-ball, quickly set the other one off, then get one in mist, you've got like 3 balls to hit the mist ball, and then they all kick off, and then it's just screaming 30 million. It's the bollocks. I love it. Once it goes.
What if you trade at that point now? Because you've already said the fish
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Attack from Mars annoys you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's hard, but it's a hard game. But when it pays off, it's that pinball moment for me. I mean, I've done it a few times. I've streamed it, and when it works, when it all comes together, and they're all kicking off, and all the lights are on, and it's going 30 million, and it can't keep up, and then you're getting a jackpot, and all the noises are happening. Because in the multi-ball, you're also trying to hit the coffin again to light all the Dracula lights in the playfield to kill Dracula.
Yes.
Makes sense. So you're trying to do that. You're also trying to get the ball back up to the castle to light the jackpot, and then to get the jackpot, you're going in the mist holes. You're constantly trying to like aim and do stuff while you're in multi-ball, and I love it. Once it all goes mad, that's what for me. It's that trying to get that 3 ball, the 3 multi-balls going at the same time. And it's that's what buzz. That's the buzz for me when it happens.
Isn't it an unreliable game?
Well, that's the thing. I did my research. Apparently, there's it has got reliability issues with the mist multi-ball going wrong. And lo and behold, when I bought mine was off a Facebook Marketplace of all places, and that's the first game I ever bought off Facebook. And that was at the end of lockdown. Was it Easter? I think it was Easter time this year. I went over to Bristol way to get that, and I went and tried it out, and we played it, and it played all right at first. Then it got confused with like the ball in the like shooter lane, and then it kind of like they did the music when like you lost a ball, but then it carried on playing. I thought this is a bit weird, and it's like, oh yeah. I'm thinking, that something needs tweaking or a switch needs fixing. I was like, oh right, okay. Anyway, I bought the machine, and I thought I'll do some tests on it, and did the magnet test, and then it kind of like got all confused in the game, and it was like drop balls mid game and stuff like that. And I thought, right, I'm just going to go and buy this new board, because there's the Mist Opto board under the playfield is what goes wrong, and I think Shadow has the same board underneath it. I think those 2 games have this special long Opto board. Anyway, so I ordered this board from Pinball Shop NL, I think it is.
Yeah.
I've used them loads. They're good, by the way, if you've not used them. I bought this board. I think it was like 50, 60 quid, something like that. Dropped that in, 0 problems. That was it. So the issue was the game was getting confused with how many balls are in play. Because when you, again, if you're not sure, when you do the mist ball and then you drain, it will load a ball in the shooter lane, but then it lifts up a little flap and then loads the mist again. So before you can press the button to plunge the ball, the game's reloading the mist ball to park it in the gate.
Yeah.
And what happened was the board, obviously there was a problem with it, and it let you shoot the ball into play, and then the game would get confused about where the balls are. So that's a common fault. But that little 50, 60 quid board I've never had any other problems with it. That was it. Just put that board in and job done. It's been sound.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, I mean, people speak very, very highly of that game.
It's a brilliant game.
I've never judged by the fact
really,
that
really good.
I had one game when I'd had too many beers anyway, so you can't judge something on that, can you? The Swords of Fury.
Yeah.
What's so great about this game that people keep telling me?
Oh, it's the music.
Is it?
Shall I press start quickly? I'll turn it off. It'll be
do
loud.
Do it.
It'll be loud.
Yeah, go on.
Can you hear it?
Hmm?
Is it loud enough? Can you hear that? This is like the start music. But every time you obviously lock a ball, it goes.
Sounds like the Equalizer with Edward Woodward.
It's good. I'll shoot the ball. I'll see if I can. That's going to drain now. But yeah, it's just got a cool 80s.
Yes, yeah, sure. I get you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Annoying. I like that sound. Okay, but the gameplay, that's good.
It's good. It's a simple game. Obviously, it's a System 11 1988. It's not got loads going on. It's obviously lock the ball, get a jackpot, but it's hard to get a jackpot because you have to try and get the ball back up on the mini playfield and hit a moving, it's obviously a stand-up target, but you have to hit the one that's lit in time without draining the balls down the bottom. So it's a simple, it's like a simple game but hard to master, if that makes sense. It's trying to get, when you actually get a jackpot, it feels like you've actually achieved something. It's not, doesn't just give it to you. You have to try and set yourself up and get a ball back up there at the right time and hit the target. It's a cool game.
Well, again, people speak well of it.
Yeah.
So, right now, so Indianapolis 500, Indy 500.
Yeah.
So they've all stayed. So what we got in the collection, Getaway, which I'll put a picture up in a minute, Attack from Mars, Swords of Fury, Dracula, Indy 500. Now, you've just sold Spider-Man, which is right behind you there. In fact, where was that? There you go. There's they're
the keepers. They're still there. Yeah.
They're the keepers there. Indy, obviously, you're very fond of.
I've just got that Indy 500. Okay. That's a recent acquisition as well.
Okay. Have you, out of interest, have you been and done tournaments and stuff like that and gone and played on location?
I haven't. No, I wanted to go to Pinfest this year, but it clashed when I come back off holiday.
We were speaking just before that, weren't we? Yeah.
I was gutted. I was gutted that I couldn't make it. It's the weekend I came back from holiday, so there's no way I could have made it. And I mean, I watched lots of your videos and I watched all the YouTube stuff that went up, and because I missed out obviously last year because of the whole COVID thing. So I really wanted to go this year. The tickets were obviously valid for the following year, and again, I couldn't make it, so I was really gutted. But I would love to have gone and tried the machines and maybe tried to see if I could have a go on the competition stuff like that. I mean, I'm not saying brilliant, but I'd love to have a go.
I only thought of it because I just looked at two of the games there, and two of the games there were in the tournament.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you'd know them sort of thing. And, yeah. Obviously, I got encouraged to go in for it, so I'd encourage anyone else to go in for it as well. But you're going to go. You'll go to the next one.
As long as it doesn't clash a holiday next year, then I'll be up for it. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You like Spider-Man? Obviously, it's fair to say it was the one that you chose to get rid of. Anyway.
It was kind of like first in, last out, kind of that kind of thing. Really, it kind of came, and I think I liked it. I think I've come to the realization I'm a bit of a Bally Williams guy. I just like how they play. I don't know. I like Spider-Man, but I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe it's not. I mean, I played it once in a pub about 2 years ago, and I mean, not enough to remember if I really liked it or not. But obviously, because I've not been to many events to really actually play anything else, I have to rely heavily on YouTube videos and scrutinise those, how it plays, watch the pupper guy play, learn the shots, think, hey, is this a game I like? And everyone raves about how it flows, and it flows lovely. I'll give it that. But I'm just thinking, do you know what? I'm like, I've got 6 near now, and I've had 6 near for a little while. I mean, I was at 7 at one point when I borrowed one of Gaz's. I thought, I'm just thinking, I might scale it back a little bit, maybe get 1 or 2 arcade cabs back in here.
Sure.
So there's a bit more variation, because it's great going around playing these games, I think, but I do miss playing the video games a little bit. And an opportunity has come for me to buy my old Operation Wolfpack.
Okay.
I know the guy has got it. I mean, it's broken, but I'm pretty sure I can fix it. And we've done a deal on the phone. I said, look, I'll take it back. So that was kind of like the driving factor. I think, well, if I sell Spider-Man, I can get Operation Wolfpack. That's a massive lump. And I'm potentially looking to get a driving cab as well, maybe like a pole position, something like that.
Oh, wow.
So stuff that you can't emulate, basically. So, I mean, I've got got that little bar top, which I guess is like a Raspberry Pi or something along those lines.
Well, this ain't even a bar top. This is a full size thing.
I didn't see the bottom of it. Sorry, I thought I saw the line and thought that was a bar top. Okay, but that kind of thing. Yeah. I've got like a Raspberry Pi with an arcade stick if I want to play like the simple, 4-way stick games. So I don't really want to buy. I mean, I could have bought my Donkey Kong back. I got off of that about a month ago and turned it down. I thought, because if I want to play those, I could play those on anything. But I thought, if I was to get an arcade machine, it's got to be something that you can't emulate properly. So you need the gun. You need the Operation Wolf. You need the gun. If you want to play a driving game, you really want the steering wheel. You want the original controls. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I might get rid of 1 or 2 machines. So Swords of Fury is potentially going to be going as well. That's a bit of a spoiler.
You might have a couple of messages, mate. Just telling you.
It was between Getaway and Swords of Fury, and I thought I can't sell Getaway because I love it too much. I like Swords of Fury, but Getaway's better. But anyway, so I'm thinking I want to make space for maybe a couple of arcade machines. There's a pole position I know of, but I need to go and view it and make sure I'm happy with the condition of it. But I know Operation Wolf. I know I've owned it. I know what I've done to it. I know it's a decent cabinet. So yeah, so that's going to be coming. So Spider-Man's going. That's going to come in, and then potentially a driver as well. So yeah, I'm going to kind of scale it back a little bit. Try and get a couple of arcades in here as well.
So when do you tend to play pinball? After work, later on, after dinner?
At night, yeah. So also got a family. So obviously I come home from work, dinner, all the usual crap, clear away, watch a bit of TV with the missus and that. And then I normally come out here about 10 o'clock at night, roughly. Come out for a couple of hours and then go to bed. Not every night of the week, 2-3 nights a week. And then me and the missus will share like getting up with the kids in the morning. So like a Saturday, I'll get up, Tesco shop, see the kids, breakfast, all that kind of business. And then we'll swap over. So I'll have a late night Saturday. So Saturday, I'll come out here again about 10-ish and go in about 1:30 kind of time, have a late night. And then missus will get up on a Sunday, breakfast the kids, all that. Yeah, but that's how I do it. A couple of nights in a week and a long night on a Saturday night. And sometimes I'll get a bit out on the Sunday afternoon for dinner, perhaps about between 4 and 6, maybe a couple of hours for dinner. So get out as much as I can, really, without taking the piss with family time.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a balance there. So, so late night Saturday night.
Yeah.
What do you switch on?
I play them all. That's the thing. Every night I'm out here. I turn them all on, and I'll start at one end, and I'll play like a couple of games on each one and go round. That sometimes I might stick at one for like maybe 3 or 4 games and think, right, I'll come back to that in a bit, and then I'll go away, play something else, and then go round. I tend to play them all.
Nice. I'd like that. And what about? Is there anything? You said that it was the dream pin in many respects, the Attack from Mars. Is there anything else that you're looking at now that you're thinking, actually, I would like that in my collection, as and when once you've got the arcade cabinets done?
Yeah. Well, again, funny we said about Shadow, because I wanted a Shadow. I've only played one once at a mate's house a couple of years ago, and then the ball got stuck. We couldn't play any more than that. I'd like the idea of a Shadow, and also, again, my mate's got a Scared Stiff. When I've played that about 3 years ago, this is before I'd even got Getaway, so it was kind of, I didn't know what I was doing. But then I went to he had like a little meet at his house about a month ago, pardon me, and I hammered Scared Stiff and thought, this is brilliant. I mean, it's quite simple to get far in it, but I really thought it was rewarding. I think it's funny. I think I'd like a Scared Stiff more than the Shadow, but again, Scared Stiff seems to be going like up and up and up in price, and it's just like, where does it stop? But yeah, I think if the time was right and I had the money and the space, I think Scared Stiff would ideally be the next one if I could get one.
Yeah. What would they be? What would a Scared Stiff? I guess it'd be 4.5 or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
It is crazy. It is crazy that how the prices have gone, and at least if you've already got into the hobby, you've actually got some assets. So whilst the price of Scared Stiff might have gone up, well, do you know what? The price of your Getaway's gone up at the same time. Yeah. So if it's gone up incrementally the same, I don't know.
No,
people getting into the hobby for the first time, first purchase, because even that, when you said about the Getaway, and you said, would you say 1,800 quid, something like that?
Yeah, 1,850. Yeah,
there'll be people watching this now, and I don't mean the people that 15 years ago were picking up pins for 300 quid, but there'll be people here, who would have got a Getaway 5 years ago for 800 quid and stuff like that, So even that has gone up. They would have been looking at it thinking, it's a lot of money, but
now it's over $2,000, two something like that. I guess now is that kind of about right? I'm sure.
Don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Well, they do come up. I don't know. I should have checked. I don't know how many they made. They do come up quite a lot, really. Yeah. Funny enough, you were talking earlier. It's something I was thinking when I was reading. Obviously, you're on the forum as I am.
Yeah.
I just was reading about the old. I find it quite an interesting conversation about the old Bally Williams stuff, and then what Chicago Gaming Company are doing and what they would do next. And actually, somebody mentioned on there that maybe they would do the Getaway or something like that. And I thought actually they would. I'm not sure they would, because I look at it and I think what all theirs had were toys, and that's what I can really believe. The Tales of the Arabian Nights, because it's got that genie in it. It's got the lamp. It's got all that stuff in it. And I don't know. I think that might appeal to Chicago Gaming Company. Whilst obviously you've got the supercharger bit.
Yeah.
It is just mostly shots, isn't it? It's not like it's packed full of toys.
No.
And I just wonder if their next big game is going to be something that has a toy and a toy mechanism in it. Maybe something
cool. Yeah.
Maybe
Who
something
knows?
like that.
Who knows? Yeah.
But I love your games, mate, and I'm
cheers.
that will be something I'm looking to get a Bally Williams.
Yeah.
At some point will be my next one after the next one that comes, but it's got to be right. And someone's going to hopefully help me out with it. It's got to be right, and because I can't. I've not got the time, and also in here, once they come in here, I've not got the height to get the playfield up fully.
I'm in a similar situation. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So the Getaway end.
I can see that. I've just noticed.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You're right. You've got the same as me. Then
I've got the same the garage problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So where the Getaway is, that's higher by a couple of inches than this end. So I can lift the playfields up on there, like the pivots, and it will sit back just this end. But this end I can't. I have to tip them up kind of on the little wooden slats kind of off of the runners, which is a bit of a nightmare. But, it's the only way I can do it. Yeah, the height is an issue.
Well, there you go. So you need a mechanically sound machine, or you're moving them all over to that side when anything needs to be done, basically.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare. Yeah. But it could be worse. I'm lucky I've got the space I've got. So
you're right. It could be worse. Oh, poor Diddums, you can't repair your machine very well. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
So what Williams game you after, Chris? Out of curiosity, you said you think about getting one. What would you go for? Have you got one in mind?
Well, I've got more than one in mind, actually.
Always,
I think a Fishtails would be of massive interest to me. I got to say. I had this conversation a couple of days ago. I wouldn't be. I really liked Circus Voltaire.
Yeah.
I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It appealed to me. But myself, so myself and Spencer, we were when myself and Spencer first met. We met at a juggling club. Because I used to juggle. Because I used to be a magician. Years ago, I was a magician. So the whole theme of, and obviously I could juggle as well, the whole theme of magic and juggling and stuff like that. And of course, you've got Theatre of Magic, which is the same, sort of, I think it was the same designer, certainly the same call outs on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bother with Theatre of Magic because there's just no point, because Spencer's had one for such a long time. But it would have, but there's a number of them that I wouldn't poo-poo, certainly. Something with lots of toys in it, something with pinball moments, something with a lot of that in it. But it's got to be. I don't want any drama with it, really. I'd take an attack from Mars in a heartbeat. But the price of them is, you're not going to get one for $3,500 and be able to chuck another grand or two at it or anything like that, are you? Because if you start doing that, there's no point. They've already got a remake there, so something that can be got, something that can be improved. And then I've actually created a little space in the house.
Oh wow!
For this machine, which is basically I'm converting under the stairs. I'm keeping the stairs.
Right,
kids need to get up to their bedrooms. I'm not that cool, right?
Get a rope ladder up there,
absolutely. Get up. Why are you in bed yet, Daddy? We're on. But I'm actually converting under the stairs, and like everybody else, the tape measures come out, and just under the stairs, it's 730 wide.
Right. Okay.
So you know what a back box is, right?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
It just slightly less. So I could just get it under there. Nice. And I've figured out, I've been testing it out, and actually the pitch of it, they've not used all the pitch under the stairs. So I'm actually going to take the plasterboard off there, take it back, and I'm sort of opening it up a little bit.
Wow.
And then you can actually get a pin in there and stand there and play it.
That's dedication. When you're smashing your house up to get a pinball machine,
I'm not on my own. I'm not on my own. I'll tell you that now. I've seen all the threads on the forum. I'll see what people do. It's not. I'm not the only. I'm the only weirdo. I can assure you that. So, and I think that one needs to be. Not everyone wants to come down to the garden. I understand that, and that's fine. But I think if I can get something there that is fun, like something that is an easy game to play, that's fun, that I love, that's in perfect working order. Because the thing is, they are fun, and I do think I'm getting Avengers Infinity Quest next, right?
Yeah.
And I'm getting it, and I'm making the right decision here. It's a really good shooter, and I want it for all the right reasons. But it's not funny, right? It's not a funny game, right? It's not, it's. There's no toys on it. It's bang, 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 loop, combo, do this, spinner, more points, gem, put the gemstone, blah, blah, blah. What it's not is Joker Minute, like Cactus Canyon is, like Attack from Mars is, like Fishtails, that sort of thing. There's just... those games, those old Barry Williams games, they had to make them fun because they were trying to take the 50 pence out your pocket. And I think that's something that these games, like I say now, are designed to empty your bank account. So
they do that,
they've got to have a longevity to them, and so they're different. So what I want is a Bally Williams in the house in my new cubby hole. When people come round, right, okay, I'll go and put the kettle on. There you go. Have a game on that, and they just might. No pun intended with a fishtails, whatever. They might just get hooked. They might be, actually, this is good. I'll get it. Hit the flying saucer, whatever. Catch the fish. Not the big guy out in Champion Pub. Something like that just has this something a little bit special on it.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
but I get the impression you're not a tinkerer. You want it all working.
Yeah. I've done it. So I did Star Trek Next Generation.
Right.
Never forget that. Oh my word!
They're supposed to be quite unreliable, aren't they? Is it Star Trek? One of the Star Trek games supposed to be a bit of a nightmare? The cannons are a bit, but you can get the new. You get sort of braided cables for them, and you could do different bits and pieces. My problem was really I got an absolutely beautiful one, which had barely been used since. Basically the same guy had it since 2006, and I think I got it in 2019, 2018, something like that. It'd been in his games room. I've never been to a bigger house in my life, right? I've been to some big houses, by the way, right? Yeah.
I mean, a big house has got. I mean, a really big house has got 6 or 7 bedrooms, right? A really big house. If you've got 6 or 7 bedrooms, you've got a really big house. This thing had this had over 20 bedrooms. It was massive. It was just huge. Huge. Honestly, it was like the size of a county, the grounds. So he had this massive games room. They didn't even really live there. It wasn't even their main house, right?
Right.
And they had this games room there, which he'd not used. He said his years. We only used the games room once last year. So this thing had been in there since 2006. So it was pristine, but unused and dusty. So I know what I'll do. I'll take it apart. So I completely stripped the playfield.
Right.
Knowing nothing about this sort of thing. And the forums littered with examples of people who have successfully stripped a playfield, been really clever, and put it all back together, and are very practical and a lot smarter than I am. Whereas
you chucked it in the box and forgot where it went.
This? Can anyone help? There you go. Having done that, I then got a Judge Dredd.
Yep.
Which I decided actually what I want to do. I couldn't believe how dark it was. The
they're
star
really dark.
posts. Have you seen Davies flashing star post things at his lollipop stuff?
No.
Really good. It's up on the forum at the moment. So the star posts on Judge Dredd are black.
Yeah.
The rubbers are black. Everything's black.
Yeah, it's
black,
really
black.
dark.
I sound like a scene from the Fast Show, but it was all everything was black on there.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, okay, let's lift it. Let's make it, as I do, let's make it garishly yellow and green and luminous. And it really lifted it up. But there are greens and yellows on the playfield as well, and reds. So I made everything like that. And I put a star post illuminations on it and just really lifted it all out. And I took that back. got the mods. I even had all the wire forms powder coated as well.
Wow.
So it really
yeah.
it really did. I'll pull up the picture in a future podcast maybe. But and I thought, you know what? And I actually did it, and I had a number of people who are much better at it than me turn around and say, "You've not done a bad job there. Actually, that you've done all right."
Cool.
Well, okay. Well, do you know what? I scratched the itch. I don't want to ever have to do that again.
Okay, so you don't really like it. You did it, but you don't really care.
I replaced the coil. I did me soldering.
Yeah.
I did a flipper rebuild, which, you know what it's like if you're good at something. I bet a flipper rebuild. The flipper rebuild shouldn't take you 3 or 4 hours, right? But you know,
the first time, that's yeah. I like
I didn't want a second time really. So yeah, I decided at that point, no more tinkering. I totally get it with the. This came up on the forum. Neil suggested it, and I thought, yeah, actually, I do get it with the Chicago Gaming Company. If you can get that if you can harness that old fun from the old Bally Williams machine without having to service it all the time, particularly bearing in mind I can't get the playfields up that easily, then
it makes sense, doesn't it?
I'm all for it, but not to rule out an older game, but it's got to be, someone else. And check the boards out, and I look at it now, and the glass comes up, and you see all the board, got the soundboard and the other board, and there's all the fuses in there, and you've got the ribbons going across. I look at it, and I just see nightmares. I look at it,
it can be a nightmare, absolutely,
but some people love it.
Yeah,
they absolutely love it, and I get it. They love it, and I'm pleased that they love it. It's in many respects, I'd just rather. Well, not two things. I'd rather play it, and then I'd rather sort of point a camera on it and try and record shots and do different. So I love pinball. I just love different things.
That's good.
Repairing them ain't one. But listen, mate. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Mate. Yeah, thank you.
I really enjoyed it, mate.
Oh, good, thanks.
It's nice. I know there'll be plenty of people, because I know sometimes where it could be a little bit stern heavy on this one, because it's what I've got here. So I end up talking about modern machines a lot, and a lot of the news comes out. So I think it is nice to have some, particularly just for you to say you're a Bally Williams guy, and I like that.
Yeah, I like the old school stuff.
No, good for you, mate. Good for you.
Good.
Well, listen, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, mate. It's been good.
Send us some pictures when you get your when you get
Operation Wolfpack.
Yeah, when you get that done, and if you do get a driving,
pole position, hopefully.
That'd be really nice. Right, hang there, please, mate.
I'm hanging there.
Yeah, he's going to hang there. I'm going to say goodbye to you properly in a second. Dave from the forum, Dave Playman, and hold on, Dave. I'm going to bring you back just in case you're picking your nose or anything. Ready? What's your stop! I told you not to do it. What is your channel? You said you do YouTube stuff.
Oh yeah, Retro Dave's Pinball Arcade.
Retro Dave's Pinball Arcade.
It used to be Retro Dave Nintendo, but I changed it because I didn't have the Nintendo collection anymore. I kind of wanted to swing it to Pinball Arcade. Yeah,
you can't do it. You can't do it. It's like I can't do the one about my Ferrari collection anymore. You can't do it.
Gonzo's Ferrari garage.
Gonzo's 12-year-old Audi now. Yeah. It's not the same. It's not the same channel anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Listen. Post me the link, and we'll put the link underneath the video.
Mate.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. There's Dave there. Really great to have him on. We've got. I think we've actually got the next two lined up as well. I won't embarrass them by saying who they are at this point, but another will be very, very familiar to you, and then something completely different, all to do with pinball, but completely different. So yeah, I think that will certainly throw up a lot of questions and a lot of answers. Hopefully I got more than a couple of people intrigued by that one. But as I say, I think we've covered most facets of pinball, the pinball hobby. But this will be covering one aspect of it we've not quite dealt with yet. Right. Anyway, listen, thank you, one and all. Thank you, as ever, for joining in. If you could like, share, subscribe, do whatever you got to do on the video, be very, very much appreciated. Again, we'll try and be back next week on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure we will. Next Tuesday again. Thanks again to Dave, and I'll catch up with you all very, very soon.